devotees here.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Agnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Darati Svapadantikam. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Utapatakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrijatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये चिन्वतं स्वाकथा कृष्ण पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तना हृद्यन्दस्तोय भद्राणि वितुनोति सुहृत्सतम्
Devotees here.
नश्चाप्रायेष्व भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भागवति उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. Before reciting the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead Narayana, unto Narayana Rishi, the supremmost human being, and unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Shravyasadev, the author. Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is the Paramatma, super soul in everyone's heart, and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee who has developed the urge to hear his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted, by regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam, and by rendering of service to the pure devotee. All that it is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto person of God who is praised with transcendental songs is established as an irrevocable fact. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai.
Prabhu, what is irrevocable fact you just last told? Meaning of that?
Non-changeable, not able to be changed, reversed.
It means it will become text.
Irreversible.
Yes.
Okay, so we continue from text number 33. I think this is chapter 8. Prabhu, you want to read the first one?
Prabhu, like you're asking me?
You, Prabhu.
Prabhu, like just after like within 10 minutes I can.
Yes, Prabhu, okay. Tata asadya tarasa darunam Gautami sutam babandam tam raksha pashum rashanaya yata. Tataha, thereupon, asadya, arrested, tarasa, dexterously, darunam, dangerous, Gautami sutam, the son of Gautami, babanda, bound up, amarsha, angry, tam raksha, with copper red eyes, pashum, animal, rashanaya, ropes, yata, as it were. Translation. Arjuna, his eyes blazing in anger like true red balls of copper, dexterously arrested the son of Gautami and bound him up with ropes like an animal. Maybe we read this, but now we read it again. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ashwatam. Oh, what happened? Hare Krishna, Gaura Shakti Prabhu and Praveen Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Welcome to the
Hey
late.
Krishna, Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances, O Krishna Prabhupada. No
Yes.
problem.
Welcome to the late Bhagavatam session.
No problem, Prabhu. It's okay. Yes, I just come for just a few minutes because I'm doing Haninam Sankirtan now. So just to
Yes,
say hi. Hare
yes, thank you
Krishna.
so much, Prabhu. This was really nice. Purport.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Sorry for being late. Okay. The
Hare
trip
Krishna,
is,
Prabhu. You're just in time. This is the first.
okay. That's good. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you for joining, Prabhu. Purport. Ashwatthama's mother, Kripi, was born in the family of Gautama. The significant point in this shloka is that Ashwatthama was caught and bound up with ropes like an animal. According to Sridhar Swami, Arjuna was bound to catch the son of a Brahmana like an animal as a part of his duty, dharma. The suggestion by Sridhara Swami is also confirmed in the later statement of Sri Krishna. Ashwatthama was a bona fide son of Dronacharya and Kripi, but because he had degraded himself to a lower status of life, it was proper to treat him as an animal and not as a Brahmana. Text number 34. Shibiraya ninishantam rajava badvatribumbalat praharjunam prakupito bhagavanam bhujekshana. Shibiraya, on the way to the military camp, ninishantam, while bringing him, Rajava by the ropes, Badva bound up, Ripum the enemy, Balad by force, Praha said, Arjunam unto Arjuna, Prakupita in an angry mood, Bhagavan the person of Godhead, Ambujayikshana, who looks with his lotus eyes. Translation. After biting Ashwatthama, Arjuna wanted to take him to the military camp. The person of Godhead Sri Krishna, looking on with his lotus eyes, spoke to angry Arjuna. Purport. Both Arjuna and Lord Sri Krishna are described here in an angry mood. But Arjuna's eyes were like balls of red copper, whereas the eyes of the Lord are like the lotus. This means that the angry mood of Arjuna and that of the Lord are not on the same level. The Lord is transcendence, and thus he is absolute in any stage. His anger is not like the anger of a conditioned living being within the modes of qualitative material nature. Because he is absolute, both his anger and pleasure are the same. His anger is not exhibited in the three modes of material nature. It is only a sign of his bent of mind towards the cause of his devotee, because that is his transcendental nature. Therefore, even if he is angry, the object of anger is blessed. He is unchanged in all circumstances. Text number 35. Mainam पार्थार्हसि त्रातुं ब्रह्मबन्धुमिमं जहि योऽसवानागशा सुप्तान् अवादीनि शिबालकान्. Mainam, never unto him, Partha, O Arjuna, Adhasi, out to, Tratum, give release, Brahmabandhum, a relative of a Brahmana, Imam, him, Jahi, kill, Yaha, he, who has, Asau, those, Anagasa, faultless, Suptan while sleeping, Avadit killed, Nishi at night, Balakan the boys. Translation. Lord Sri Krishna said, O Arjuna, you should not show mercy by releasing this relative of a Brahmana, Brahmabandhu, for he has killed innocent boys in their sleep. Purport. The word Brahmabandhu is significant. A person who happens to take birth in the family of a Brahmana but is not qualified to be called a Brahmana is addressed as the relative of a Brahmana and not as a Brahmana. The son of High Court judge is not virtually a High Court judge, but there is no harm in addressing a High Court judge's son as a relative of the Honorable Justice. Therefore, as by birth only one does not become a High Court judge, so also one does not become a Brahmana simply by birthright, but by acquiring the necessary qualifications of a Brahmana. As the High Court judgeship is a post for the qualified man, so also the post of a Brahmana is attainable by qualification only. The Shastra enjoins that even if good qualifications are seen in a person born in a family other than a Brahmana, the qualified man has to be accepted as a Brahmana. And similarly, if a person born in the family of a Brahmana is void of Brahminical qualification, then he must be treated as a non-Brahmana, or in better terms, a relative of a Brahmana. Lord Sri Krishna, the supreme authority of all religious principles, the Vedas, has personally pointed out these differences, and he is about to explain the reason for this in the following shlokas. Text number 36. Mattam pramattam unmattam suptam balam striyam jadam prapannam viratham beatam naripum hanti dharmavid. Mattam careless, pramattam intoxicated, unmattam insane. Suptam asleep, balam boy, striyam woman, jadam foolish, prapannam surrendered, viratam one who has lost his chariot, beatam afraid of, not ripum enemy, hanti killed, dharmavid one who knows the principles of religion. Translation. A person who knows the principles of religion does not kill an enemy who is careless, intoxicated, insane, asleep, afraid or devoid of his chariot, nor does he kill a boy, a woman, or foolish creature, or a surrendered soul. So let's read this again. There were so many. A person who knows the principles of religion does not kill an enemy who is careless, intoxicated, insane, asleep, afraid, or devoid of his chariot, nor does he kill a boy, woman, foolish creature, or a surrendered soul. Purport. An enemy who does not resist is never killed by a warrior who knows the principles of religion. Formerly, battles were fought on the principles of religion and not for the sake of sense gratification. If the enemy happened to be intoxicated, asleep, etc., as above mentioned, he was never to be killed. These are some of the codes of religious war. Formerly, war was never declared by the whims of selfish political leaders, but it was carried out on religious principles free from all vices. Violence carried out on religious principles is far superior to so-called non-violence. Okay, text number 37. Svapranan yah praprana parapranai prapushnatyagranah kala tadvadastasya hi shreyo yaddoshadyatyadah puman. Svapranan, one's own life. Yaha, one who parapranai at the cost of others lives. Prabhushnati maintains properly. Agrana, shameless. Khala, wretched. Tatvada, killing of him. Tasya, he certainly. Shreya, well-being. Yad, by which. Doshad, by default. Yati, goes. Ada, downwards. Puman, a person. Translation. A cruel and wretched person who maintains his existence at the cost of others' lives deserves to be killed for his own well-being. Otherwise, he will go down by his own actions. So the meat eaters are like this. A cruel and wretched person who maintains his existence at the cost of others' lives deserves to be killed for his own well-being. Otherwise, he will go down by his own actions. Purport. As life for a life is just punishment for a person who cruelly and shamelessly lives at the cost of another's life, political morality is to punish a person by a life sentence in order to save a cruel person from going to hell. That a murderer is condemned to a life sentence by the state is good for the culprit, because in his next life he will not have to suffer for his act of murder. Such a life sentence for the murderer is the lowest possible punishment offered to him, and it is said in the Smriti Shastras that men who are punished by the king on the principle of a life for a life are purified for all their sins, so much so that they may be eligible for being promoted to the planets of heaven. Really interesting. Yeah, this is really interesting. I've seen this practically also in the Christian stories. There is something like this.
Prabhu, like how it is possible? Like actually, like I had heard one lecture today only. That in that, like Prabhu was telling, if you like kill, like they will be like, I will kill you now, but in next life you will kill me. So this cycle goes on. So even if the king, like the justice now, like how they will go to heaven? Like they have to take again birth of the animal to get sacrificed, and this process will go on until one stops.
Yes, bro, but sometimes all the sins are removed if he's like killed or life for life in that life by the king. So much so that they may be eligible for being. See, it says they may be eligible. One example of this is when Jesus Christ was crucified, next to him there was two criminals, and they were done
Okay.
something horrible, and they were given a life sentence to be crucified. So they were also promoted to heaven because I think this removed a lot of their sins, and also because they were with a pure devotee, so they were also promoted to heaven like this.
Yes, Prabhu. But just can't digest still. Like they have done so heinous act. Like they have taken a life of the person. Like in that Prabhu was telling, for just 10 minutes of sense gratification, you will kill a life, and that will count as like you will suffer for the whole life as that
Yes,
animal, and then you will be
yeah,
killed. And
yes. One
every
breakfast
animal.
for many.
Yes,
When
Prabhu.
one eats one breakfast, they have to take like 6 lives or
Yes,
something like
Prabhu.
this.
So like this, thousands and lakhs of life they have to take for just one life of enjoying of meat.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, it's actually really scary.
Yes, Prabhu.
Because
Because this is karma. Like how can someone like stop
yes,
this? I just
yes, Prabhu. And eating is so common thing. You do it so often. You have to do it. So it's really bad. Because yeah.
yes, bro.
According to Manu, the great author of the civic codes and religious principles, even the killer of an animal is to be considered a murderer because animal food is never meant for the civilized man, whose prime duty is to prepare himself for going back to Godhead. He says that in the act of killing an animal, there is a regular conspiracy by the party of sinners, and all of them are liable to be punished as murderers. Exactly like a party of conspirators who will kill a human being combinedly. So see, not only the one who eats the meat all day, who delivers it.
Everyone
Yeah,
involved.
here it is listed. He who gives permission, he who kills the animal, he who sells the slaughtered animal, he who cooks the animal, he who administers distribution of the foodstuff, and at least he who eats such cooked animal food are all murderers, and all of them are liable to be punished by the laws of nature. Hmm.
Okay, bro. Prabhu, can I ask one thing like related this only, but not eating? Actually, Prabhu, last summer only, this May, June, like we have to do some research project, like some internship. So I couldn't go for outside. I did here. So what they gave me, I don't thought, but I tried to tell to the professor, and they gave me some internship. And in that, like we are using experiment on zebrafish. Like we are my one is magnesium effect on the brain. So I was using that. I didn't do experiment till now. It will start. It is little later. So in that process, I had not did experiment, but my friends have did. So they have some different chemicals. So various fish have died during the experiment also, and now my experiment will start. Like in that, I will means control the dosage of magnesium. Like we have to properly study. Like it should not become lethal dose. Um, I'm become doubtful of that. Yeah, am I doing right or wrong in this?
It's
Like we
pretty
are
much
having an
animal
effect. We should
testing.
study, but we are experimenting on animals.
Oh yes, Prabhu. Yeah, they used to do this before also with the mantras. They used to do like animal experiment. But
Yeah, it is
then
going
the
on. It
animals
is
were
going on in
dying.
mice experiments, rat mice. Like they are. It's just going on and on.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, sometimes it's good if it's for the benefit factor of the
Means so our
humanity.
intention is to study what's the effect of magnesium and doing research paper and all. But still, we are using the live animal. So like
Yes,
we must
Prabhu.
be very ensured to be our in our ethics and don't like give lower than lethal dose of the chemical, whatever.
Yes, Prabhu. Best to
Yes,
avoid all these things as far as possible and do the minimum that you need to do to get out of this school.
yes, Prabhu.
Yeah.
I'll do very carefully so that they won't should have any suffering.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, Prabhu, I can continue.
No one can create a living being despite all advancement of material science, and therefore no one has the right to kill a living being by one's independent whims. For the animal eaters, the scriptures have sanctioned restricted animal sacrifices only, and such sanctions are there just to restrict the opening of slaughterhouses and not to encourage animal killing. The procedure under which animal sacrifice is allowed in the scriptures is good both for the animal sacrificed and the animal eaters. It is good for the animal in the sense that the sacrificed animal is at once promoted to a human form of life after being sacrificed at the altar, and the animal eater is saved from grosser types of sins, eating meat supplied by organized slaughterhouses, which are ghastly places for breeding all kinds of material afflictions to society, country, and to the people in general. The material world is itself a place always full of anxieties, and by encouraging animal slaughter, the whole atmosphere becomes polluted more and more by war, pestilence, famine, and many other unwanted calamities. Okay, who wants to read the next verse? Oh,
Prabhu,
what is
can I?
this? So many joined. Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Lebron
Prabhu, can
Prabhu,
you continue?
Nityanandan Prabhu, Prasanna Prabhu, Shubham Prabhu, Saurabh Prabhu. So many joined. Very nice. And that.
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Prabhu, Prabhu.
Prabhu, love to
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
dear
Hare
devotee. Please
Prabhu.
accept my humble
Jai Shri
obeisance.
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Prabhu.
Prabhu.
Krishna, Prabhupada.
Thank you for joining. Who wants to read next one?
Uh, Prabhu, can I read?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you.
Okay, so प्रतिश्रुतं च भवता पा- पाञ्च पाञ्चाल्यै शृण्वतो मम आहर्ष्य शिरस्तस्य यस्ते मानिनी पुत्रः. Bhagavatam, like shlokas are, you need to learn very well. Pratishrutam, it is promised, cha, and bhavata, by you, Panchalyai, unto the daughter of the king of Panchal, Draupadi, Sh- Shrinavataha, which was heard, Mama, by me personally, ah, Aharishye, must I bring, Shiraha, the head, Tasya of him, Yaha, whom they, your Manini, consider, Putraha, the killer of your sons. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Jai.
Furthermore, I have personally heard you promise Draupadi that you would bring forth the head of the killer of her sons. Okay, no purport in this. Text 39. Tad asau vadhayatam papa आतताय आत्मबन्धुः भर्तुश्च विप्रियं वीर कृत कृत कृतवान् कुलवंशनः तत् therefore asau this man vadhyatam will be killed papah the sinner atatai assaulter atma own bandhu ha killer of sons Bhartu of the master, Cha also, Vipriyam having not satisfied, Veera, O warrior, Kritavan, one who has done it, Kula Pams, Kula Pamsanah, the burnt remnants of the family. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Jai.
This man is an assassin and murderer of your own family members. Not only that, but he has also dissatisfied his master. He is but the burnt remnants of his family. Kill him immediately. Purport the son of Dronacharya is condemned here as the burnt remnants of his family. The good name of Dronacharya is very much respected. Although he joined the enemy camp, he was still held always in respect for the Pandavas, and Arjuna saluted him before beginning the fight. There was nothing wrong in that way. But the son of Dronacharya degraded himself by committing acts which are never done by the Dvijas or the twice born higher castes. Ashwathama, the son of Dronacharya, a murder, b- uh, committed murder by killing the five sleeping sons of Draupadi, by which he dissatisfied his master Duryodhan, who never approved of the heinous act of killing the five sleeping sons of the Pandavas. This means that Ashwathama became the assaulter of Arjuna's own family members, and thus he was liable to be punished by him. In the Shastras, he who attacks without notice, or kills from behind, or sets fire to another's house, or kidnaps one's wife is condemned to death. These facts are reminded by Krishna to Arjuna so that he might take notice of them and do the needful. Text 40. Suta Uvacha Evam Parikshata Dharmam Parthah Krishneena Choditah Naichad Hantum Guru Sutam Yadyapya Atmahanam Mahan. Sutta Goswami Uvacha said, Evam, this Parikshata being examined, Dharmam in the matter of duty, Partha Sri Arjuna Krishnena by Lord Krishna, Choditaha being encouraged, Na Aichat did not like Hantum to kill Guru Sutam, the son of his teacher. Yadyapi, although Atma Hanam, murder of sons, Mahat, very great. Translation and powered by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Jai.
Sutta Goswami said, despite being instructed in his duty and encouraged to kill the son of Dronacharya, Arjun, a great soul, did not like the idea of killing him, although he was a heinous murderer of his family members. Purport Arjuna was a great soul, undoubtedly, which is proved here also. He is encouraged herein personally by the Lord to kill the son of Drona, but Arjun considers that the son of his great teacher should be spared, for he happens to be the son of Dronacharya, even though he is an unworthy son. He had done all sorts of heinous acts whimsically for no one's benefit. Lord Sri Krishna encouraged Arjun outwardly just to test Arjun's sense of duty. It is not that Arjun was incomplete in the sense of his duty, nor was Lord Shri Krishna unaware of Arjuna's sense of duty, but Lord Shri Krishna put to test many of his pure devotees just to magnify the sense of duty. The gopis were put to such tests as well. Prahlad Maharaj was put to such a test. All pure devotees come out successful in the respective tests by the Lord.
Prabhu, can
Next,
I ask when the Prahlad Maharaj and gopis were put in tests like this?
Sami Prabhu, like, can you tell?
Can it see? But Lord Sri Krishna put to test many of his pure devotees just to magnify the sense of duty. So the gopis were put to test when Krishna disappeared from their sight, and the Prahlad Maharaj was also put to test many times when his father was crazy and he tried to kill him, throw him off the cliff, and all these things.
Prabhu, one thing I didn't understand in this, like, what actually Lord is doing, like he's instructing Arjun that this is your duty, you should go, you should do something. Like he's telling that. Uh,
Yes, Prabhu. Arjuna did not like the idea. This man is an assassin, a murderer of your own family members. Not only that, but he has also dissatisfied his master. He is but the burned remnants of his family. Kill him immediately. So Krishna is telling to follow the Dharma of Arjuna.
yes, but Arjun should be knowing this also beforehand.
Yes, Prabhu.
So
He
then
told,
why Lord said the same thing which Arjun was knowing, because he was a dharma person. Uh, I didn't understand how did he was tested here.
Yes, Prabhu.
but
Like
Arjuna,
in perfect.
but see here we can see that Arjuna didn't like the idea of killing him, even if he knows it's his duty. Despite being instructed in his duty and encouraged to kill the son of Dronacharya, Arjuna, so see, he was so great soul that he did not like the idea, even though he's a Kshatriya.
Means his mind was then again in flickering.
Yes,
So
Prabhu.
he has to overcome that.
Yes, Prabhu. Maybe next verses will explain to us.
Yes, Prabhu.
See, Lord Shri Krishna encouraged Arjuna outwardly just to test Arjuna's sense of duty. So it is not that Arjuna was incomplete in the sense of his duty, nor was Lord Shri Krishna unaware of Arjuna's sense of duty. But Lord Shri Krishna put to test many of. Yes, Prabhu. So he wants, like, playfully, he's testing. Because he's supposed to be killed. So he's testing, will Arjuna kill him? Or what would.
Yes, Prabhu. Even if he don't like it, let me tell him like if you have to kill. Now it is
Yes,
the test. You don't like it, you have to do it even if you don't like it, because it is dharma. Like he
yes,
told, like these are all your family members. I don't want to kill. Oh Lord, these are my family members. This is my grandfather, but still, that was his mind thinking, concocting things.
yes, Prabhu.
Yes, for the next we will read them. अथोपेत्यस्व अथोपेत्यस्व शिबिरं गोविन्दप्रियसारथिः न्या न्यावेदयतं प्रियायै शोचन्त्या आत्मजान् हतान्. Atha, thereafter, Upetya having reached Swa own Shibiram camp, Govinda, one who enlivens the senses, Lord Shri Krishna, Priya dear, Sarathi, the charioteer, Nyavedyat, entrusted to Tam him, Priyayai, unto the deer, uh, Shochantya, lamenting for Atma Jan, own sons, Hatan, murdered. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
After reaching his own camp, Arjun, along with his dear friend and charioteer Sri Krishna, entrusted the murderer unto his dear wife, who was lamenting for her murdered sons. Purport: the transcendental relation of Arjun with Krishna is of the dearmost friendship. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord himself has claimed Arjun as his dearmost friend. Every living being is thus related with the Supreme Lord by some sort of a affectionate relation, either as a servant or as friend or as a parent or as an object of conjugal love. Everyone thus can enjoy the company of the Lord in the spiritual realm if one at all desires and sincerely tries for it by the process of Bhakti Yoga. Text 42. uh, तथा हृतं पशुवत् पाशबद्धम् अवान्मुखं कर्म जुगुप्सितेन निरीक्ष्य कृष्ण पकृतं गुरुः सुतं वाम वामस्वभावकृपया ननाम च तथा thus ahritam brought in pashuvat like an animal pashabadham tied up with ropes uh, avan mukham without a word in his mouth karma activities jugupshitena being heinous nirikshya by seeing Krishna Draupadi apakritam the doer of the degrading Guru, the teacher, Sutam, son, Vam, beautiful, Swabhava, nature, Kripaya, out of compassion, Nanama, offered obeisances, Cha, and. Translation and powered by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Sri Suta Goswami said, Draupadi then saw Ashwathama, who was bound with ropes like an animal and silent for having enacted the most inglorious murder. Due to her female nature and due to her being naturally good and well behaved, she showed him due respects as a Brahmana. Means after the murder also. Purport: Ashwathama was condemned by the Lord himself and he was treated by Arjun just like a culprit, not like the son of a Brahmana or teacher. But when he was brought before Srimati Draupadi, she, although begged for the murder of her sons, and although the murderer was present before her, could could not withdraw the due respect generally offered to a Brahmana or to the son of a Brahmana. This is due to her mild nature as a woman. The woman as a class is no better than a boy, and thereafter they have no discriminatory power like a man. Ashwathama proved himself to be an unworthy son of Dronacharya or of a Brahmana, and for this reason he was condemned by the greatest authority, Lord Sri Krishna. And yet, a mild woman could not withdraw her natural courtesy for a Brahman. Even to date in a Hindu family, a woman shows proper respect to the Brahman caste. However fallen and heinous a Brahman Bandhu may be. But the men have begun to protest against Brahman Bandhus who are born in families of good Brahmanas but by action are less than Shudras. The specific word used in the shloka is Vama Swabhava, very mild and gentle by nature. A good man or woman accepts anything very easily, but a man of average intelligence does not do so. But anyway, we should not give up our reason and discriminatory power just to be gentle. One must have good discriminatory power to judge a thing on its merit. We should not follow the mild nature of a woman and thereby accept that which is not genuine. Ashwatthama may be respected by a good natured woman, but that does not mean that he is as good as a genuine Brahman.
Really interesting.
No, it may be interesting, bro, but a bit confusing as well. Can you scroll up a little bit?
Yes, bro. Okay.
No, in fact, see, look at the last two sentences. So, what are those two lines teaching us? Okay, we should not follow the mild nature of a woman and thereby accept that which is not genuine. Okay, Aswadhama may be respected by a good-natured woman, but that does not mean that he is as good as a genuine Brahmana. Okay, let us assume that we are not as we are. In fact, we can understand that we are not as good as Draupadi. So in that case, are we supposed to punish Aswadhama?
Um, Prabhu, like one thing is there, what I remember is that intelligence of a woman by nature only, it is not as sharp as a man, what Prabhupada has also told. So
Mhm.
according to that, and also women are mild nature and like they are compassionate and they are care
Yes,
nature because
bro.
they have a
They
baby.
will,
They
they will
care
say
for that.
anything is good just to
And
not
men
call
are
you fight.
protectors. Yes, true. And men are protectors. So they might not be seeing that heinous crime or whatever, might be seeing, but still, due to that careful nature, or like these, there is a Brahmana. No, 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 he's a Brahman. So, like, we call Brahmanas to take prasad in our homes whenever we do something. So, maybe like she might not have perceived his crime to that extent, which Lord is perceiving or Arjuna is perceiving. But still, one thing again, like, it's, but still, he killed the five sons. So
No, but
then,
what is
after knowing
recommended
that,
here? Sorry, Amit Prabhu, sorry. What is recommended here? Okay, should Aswadhama be killed here without any mercy, or uh, should he be given another chance?
no,
Okay,
See,
Prabhu, here,
as per
here's
this
the answer.
verse, or as per the purport by Prabhupada.
See, here is the answer. One must have good discriminative power to judge a thing on its merit. And you can see the merit, what merit means, the quality of being practically good or worthy, especially as to deserve praise or reward. So you can see the actions that he has done. So according to his action, he must be punished. We
Mm.
cannot judge that if there is criminals. Imagine you're a judge, you have your own courthouse, and there is criminals coming, and you see, oh, this is a son of president, let's not punish him, he has murdered someone. We should not be sentimental like that. Prabhupada says judge according to the merit, not by sentiment or something else.
but still, Sami Prabhu, I actually agree. Like, I also have a doubt after the question. Uh, like, one thing is sure that, yeah, women are less intelligent, this, that, they might be more caring, compassionate to a respected Brahman or whatever. But still, she will be knowing na, that the five sons are heinously killed in the night. So,
Mm.
like, so bad act. So,
Yes,
after that, like, how she's giving the respect also to the Brahman
because that's the
means
here they
that
say that
particular.
that's the nature of woman. They don't want any they don't want any further violence or something like this. They want peace and everything to be calm.
Prabhu, it is, but it is crime, no, Prabhu. In this today's world, if it is, it would be happening. Like, he will be like hanged, either hanged or whatever. Like, he will not be. He can't live. Like, judge will give
But
him
if you
hanged.
give if you give the gun to a woman and you say to him, "Okay, kill this guy," the woman will mostly always the woman won't do the execution. They won't be killing the person. They will always say, "Okay, let's not kill him, or let's give put
But
him into."
Prabhu, he killed his sons, her sons, five
Yes.
sons.
Yeah, that's the nature of women. They don't because they don't they think sentimentally. They think you cannot kill. They don't see that it's the benefactory of the person. But
True,
yeah,
Prabhu.
the woman will think like this to always be mild. In whatever happens, why you cannot have really women as police officers or some military person because they will always
Eventually,
be
they are
mild.
they are becoming Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
But Prabhu, in place of five, if he has been killed 20 or 50 or even 100 of her own sons, like, how far can she go? Like, in not killing, like, I'm
Yes,
understanding, but yeah, totally I can't digest the thing also.
yes, Prabhu. But this can be seen also in some modern cases. There is someone who has murdered someone's family. Usually, the woman just get emotional and they're just crying and lamenting, but they are not like, oh, let's you it's always the man who wants to do the like revenge or
Yes,
like
bro. Maybe because I am having a man bias because I am not in a woman's body. That's maybe That might be the case. No, no, that is the case only.
Yes, Prabhu.
I can't. Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, let's see what happens to Ashwatthama.
So, this is the next one.
Yes, Prabhu.
Uva, uva, uvacha cha sahantya asya bandhananayanam sati mucyatam esha brahmano nitaram guru. Uvacha said, cha and ashahanti, being unbearable for her, asya, his, bandhana, being bound up, an anayanam, bringing him, sati, the devoted, mucyatam, just get him released, esha, this, brahmana, a brahman, nitaram, our guru, teacher. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai.
Yeah.
She could not tolerate Ashwatthama's being bound by ropes and being a devoted lady. She said, "Release him, for he is a Brahmana, our spiritual master." So how can he be spiritual master? He's broken the rules of Brahman. Okay. Purport: as soon as Ashwatthama was brought before Draupadi, she thought it intolerable that a Brahmana should be arrested like a culprit and brought before her in that condition, especially when the Brahman happened to be a teacher's son. Arjun arrested Ashwatthama, knowing perfectly well that he was the son of Dronacharya. Krishna also knew him to be so, but both of them condemned the murderer without consideration of his being the son of a Brahman. According to revealed scriptures, a teacher or spiritual master is liable to be rejected if he proves himself unworthy of the position of a guru or spiritual master. A guru is called also an acharya, or a person who has personally assimilated all the essence of shastras and has helped his disciples to adopt the ways. Ashwatthama failed to discharge the duties of a brahmana or teacher, and therefore he was liable to be rejected from the exalted position of a brahman. On this consideration, both Lord Shri Krishna and Arjun were right in condemning Ashwatthama. But to a good lady like Draupadi, the matter was considered not from the angle of Shastric vision, but as a matter of uh, custom. By custom, Ashwatthama was offered the same respect as was offered to his father. It was so because generally the people accept the son of a Brahman as a real Brahman by sentiment only. Actually, the matter is different. A Brahman is accepted on the merit of qualification and not on the merit of simply being the son of a Brahman. But in spite of all this, Draupadi desired that Ashwatthama be at once released, and it was all the same a good sentiment for her. This means that a devotee of the Lord can tolerate all sorts of tribulation personally, but still such devotees are never unkind to others, even to the enemy. These are the characteristics of one who is a pure devotee of the Lord.
Haribol.
Devotee can tolerate all sorts of personally, but
So that means
such
that
devotees never.
becoming a devotee is not an easy job
Yes,
at
Prabhu.
all.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because one who is a devotee doesn't actually see enemies and friends.
Prabhu means in this thing, like Arjun has brought Ashwatthama to that, and Draupadi is like very being compassionate, this that, and so she's being called a pure devotee. Um,
Yes, Prabhu. But they know that because they see from different perspective. The others see sastric perspective and others
yes,
sees
bro,
the
because they are not that sharp intelligence in the woman body, woman's brain, whatever. So they whatever the best they can do, like they can be most compassionate, caring, protecting for their own children, and that their own nature is like that. So in that way, they are seeing no, maybe he
yes
has killed.
more
Still,
sentiments.
again, I should not kill him. Like he maybe have killed, but no, we should give chance. We should be compassionate to that soul. She is thinking in that like yeah, means the best the woman's body can think. A
Yes,
pure
Prabhu,
devotee.
like sentimentally, women don't usually think like it was said here shastrically. So
Means
the
true, and that is
Krishna
why man
Arjuna
and
was
woman
thinking
think
through
together
Shastra.
in
It's not
this.
that
Not
Krishna
only in this
Arjuna
religion.
wants to, kill him, that oh, let's kill him. But they know that if he's not punished, then he will have to suffer in next life. And the Draupadi is not thinking like this. He's just thinking, oh, let's not cause any suffering to him. He's not
He
thinking
is
about,
thinking of present things like presently how it
yes,
should be given justice. That is why Prabhu, like man and woman make a good balance. If both are not talking of kar means like if they are devoted to the Lord and also if they are in grihasthashram and they are doing their respective jobs according to their own nature, so means they will be delivering either in justice things. Then a woman will be like compassionate and man will be very much sharp. And according to Vedas, he will take decisions. Might be.
yes, Prabhu, if it's like ideal, then it's like this, but in this age, usually it's not like that. It's only fighting and something like that. It's really rare to have some
Yes.
suitable,
Uh,
like,
devotee surrender to the Lord, both husband and wife. It is
yes,
yeah,
Prabhu.
very rare.
Usually there's some
Only through
problem.
mercy of the Lord and can anyone get.
Yes, Prabhu. And it's usually those who are really that they want that who are really lusty or something that they for this reason they want a wife or something, they cannot have that really. For them there is usually chaos, but those who just end up in that situation like some of our seniors, usually they have a good they can do preaching fully and they are not really affected even though they are married.
Means, Prabhu, their wives are not chaste wives, are you telling?
No, they usually they have really good wives and their situation is good, but it's because they didn't, lustfully like that forcibly go into that situation. It was more they first were brahmacharis and they tried brahmacharya life and then they were brought up nicely and in this way they learned the things and then they got married, then it was much easier for them. But those who instantly marry some karmi woman or something like that, they will think, okay, I will slowly make my family like devotees and then it will be crazy chaos actually if one goes with the
Yeah,
lustful
maybe,
mind.
Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu, then it's really difficult.
Well, Prabhu, I was talking like the same thing with Pyari Mohan Prabhu. Like he was telling me that the importance of like first getting 1 year minimum training of brahmacharya proper. Then after
Yes,
that, like and he told me that one thing is that my mind, I'm like kind of a overthinking person. So I talked to him very long. So he told me repeatedly that you just don't overthink. Yesterday also with Gaur Shakti Prabhu. Means after that like I'm just no, this mind I have to shut off. So I'm just thinking, would after that 1 year training would I be in this ashram grihastha or brahmacharya? If grihastha, then chaste wife how I will get, and how not, this that various things. And also like there's no certainty or guarantee on our side, we can say. But if we serve the Lord just 100% surrender, like then he will do the best whatever case for us. uh,
yes, Prabhu.
that
Yeah, we should try our best, but if we are forced into something, but some bad situation, then when we should try to
we
use
should
that.
adapt that,
Yes,
again do service at our best.
yes, Prabhu.
Means,
Okay.
Prabhu, if we'll be like, by any chance, if I'll be getting into Grihastha ashram, means I don't know. After that training, brahmacharya training only. So, like, how I will be ensuring that woman sitting in front of me, like, in first time, the talking will be nice talk. She will also say, I'll also say. But with time, who knows, she's a chaste woman or not.
Yes,
But
Prabhu. When
still,
you
yeah,
go through
not overthink.
you go through the training, you will learn these things more better. You will learn to see which type of like person is what and like.
Vision also will be changing.
Yes, Prabhu. You will think about the whole thing differently.
Okay. Okay, then let's leave it for later part only.
Yes,
Uh,
Prabhu. Okay, let's read one more verse. Then we have read 1 hour.
okay. Uh, this one. Okay.
Yes, Prabhu, this
Sa
44.
Sarahasyo dhanurvedah sa visargopasamyamah अस्त्रग्रमश्च भवता शिक्षितो यद अनुग्रहात् स rahasya confidential dhanu veda knowledge in the art of manipulating bows and arrows sa visarga releasing upasamyamah control ling astra weapons no astra weapons gramah all kinds of cha and bhavata by yourself shikshitah learned yat by host anugrahat mercy of translation and perfect by his divine grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. It
Yeah,
was by Dronacharya's mercy that you learned the military art of throwing arrows and the confidential art of controlling weapons. Purport Dhanurveda or military science was taught by Dronacharya with all its confidential secrets of throwing and controlling by Vedic hymns. Gross military science is dependent on material weapons, but finer than that is the art of throwing the arrow saturated with Vedic hymns, which act more effectively than gross material weapons like machine guns or atomic bombs. The control is by Vedic mantras or the transcendental science of sound. It is said in the Ramayana that Maharaj Dashrath, the father of Lord Sri Ram, used to control arrows by sound only. He could pierce his target with his arrow by hearing the sound only, without seeing the object. So, this is finer military science than that of the gross material military weapons used nowadays. Arjun was taught all this, and therefore Draupadi wished that Arjun should feel obliged to Acharya Drona for all these benefits. And in the absence of Dronacharya, his son was the representative. So that was the opinion of the good lady Draupadi. It may be argued why Dronacharya, a rigid Brahman, should be a teacher in military science, but the reply is that a Brahman should become a teacher regardless of what his department of knowledge is. A learned Brahman should become a teacher, a priest, and a recipient of charity. A bona fide Brahman is authorized to accept such professions.
Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Haribol.
Okay, now we chant the six Astakam prayers. Cheto darpanamarjanam bhavamaha davagninirvapanam shreyah kairavachandrika vitaranam vidyavadu jivanam anandam buddhivardhanam pratipadam purnamritasvadanam sarvatma snapanam param vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam.
नाम्नामकारिभक्तिस्तत्रार्पितान्यमिता स्मरणेन कालः एतदृशे तव कृपन् भगवन् मयि दुर्दैवमेत्रिशम्यहं
त्रिनादपि सुनिचेन तरोरपि सहिष्णुना अमानिन मानतेन कीर्तनीयः सदा हरिः
नदनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं कवितं वा जगदीशकामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवताद्भक्तिरहैतुकी त्वयि
अयि नन्दतनुजकिङ्करं पतितं मां विषमे भवां बुधौ कृपया तव पादपङ्कज स्थितधूलि सदृशं विचिन्तय
नयनं गलदश्रुधारया वदनं गद्गदहृदया गिरा पुलकैर्न चित्तं वपुदा तव नाम ग्रहणे भविष्यति
युगायितं निमेषेण चक्षुषा प्राविर्ष्य इतं शून्ययितं जगत् सर्वं गोविन्दविरहेण मे
आश्लिष्य वा
आश्लिष्टाद्रतां पुनस्तु माम् अदर्शनान् मन्महतां करोतु का यथा तथा वा वितथातु कम्पटो मत्प्राणनाथस्तु स एव न परः
Haribo. Glory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life, of repeated birth and death. The Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious.
O my Lord, your holy name alone can render all benediction to living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names, O my Lord. Out of kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by chanting your holy name. But I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them.
One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself Lord and the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige and ready to offer respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly.
Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service birth after birth.
O son of
O
Maharaj
son of
and Krishna, I am your eternal servitor. Yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms of your lotus feet.
O my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice look up, and when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name?
O Govinda, feeling our separation, I'm considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I'm feeling all vacant in the world in your absence.
I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so even if he handles me roughly in his embrace or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is able to do anything and everything, for he is always my worship additionally.
Haribo, Shri Siksastakam ki jai.
Jai.
Bahujanma Kareyadi Shravana Kirtan Tabutana Paya Krishna Pade Premadan. If one is infested with the 10 offenses in the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, despite his endeavor to chant the holy name for many birds, he will not get the love of God. That is the ultimate goal of this chanting. The 10 offenses against the holy name are as follows. First offense is to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord.
Second offense, demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the names of the Lord Vishnu.
Third offense,
To
to
dis-
disobey the orders of the spiritual master.
to blaspheme the Vedic literature or literature in the pursuance of the Vedic version.
Fifth offense, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be imagination.
Seventh offense, it's 6.
Yes, Prabhu.
To give some interpretation of the Holy Lord.
Seventh offense, to commit
to
spiritual activities on the strength of the holy name of the God.
Eighth offense, to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, karma kanda.
To instruct
Ninth
a
offense,
faithless person about the glories of the holy name. Sorry.
10th offense, to not have confidence in the chanting of the holy names and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success. Krishna Prema. I
Haribol.
offer my respectful. I offer my fellow princes to all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. They can fulfill the desires of everyone, just like desire trees, and they are of compassion for the fallen souls. Vanjal Patarupyascha
Pranam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
And the Gaudiya Vaishnava ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
jai. Lord of Premanand, Hari Bol.
Hari Hari Bol.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Sorry for starting a little bit late, but thank you for joining. It's really nice to read with you. So many joins,
Same.
12 people, really nice.